Hello, everybody. Sunday Adelaja here. Greetings to all of you. Please go and share the message with your friends and family members. Go and tag as many people as you know. And here we start with a new program today. We are coming to you with Kingdom Fruits. And you are going to enjoy this Kingdom Fruit because you people know this guy already. He's made himself known thanks to the programs, especially those of you who have been coming on this program for some time. You will remember him very well. As soon as you see his face, you will know that he's a regular customer. So today I want to present to you Mr. Tope Owolabi. How are you, Mr. Tope? Hello? Hello? Zvuk.
Can you hear me? And good evening here in Kyiv.
Yes, Kyiv, Ukraine.
Yes, sir.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, sir.
Are you in Atlanta?
Yes, I live in Atlanta, Georgia.
You live in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, you know, there are a lot of things that I want to talk to you about today. I read your stories and I saw the wonderful job that you are doing in Nigeria. But before that, you said you had lived in Europe before.
Yes. I've lived in Germany and I've lived in the Netherlands.
In the Netherlands?
Yes.
Why couldn't you stay in Europe?
There are two reasons why I did not stay there anyway. Number one, I did not have the necessary paper to work in Europe throughout my stay there. I was on asylum, so I waited for my paper to be processed, and it was not. And by the grace of God, and I have to tell you this story. Maybe that one's going to give a little bit of a flesh on it. When I left Europe, I went to Europe as a journalist to cover an event, an international broadcasting event in the Netherlands.
Okay.
And when I got there, I decided to, okay, I think this is where I want to stay. I decided to, although I was sending my story down to Nigeria for my paper and I decided to stay there, and I said, okay, I can seek asylum, I can leave this, what I've been dreaming of. I wanted to stay in a place where there's law and order, where everything is okay. So I made a choice of staying in Europe, and I have some brothers and friends there, so, and I stayed. And I was thinking it's just going to be automatic, like the way I have it, and that's what we Christians in Nigeria, that's the way we think. We believe magic will just come somewhere and we get everything we want. So, by the grace of God, I'm a very prayerful Christian. That's the way I would put it. I'm not going to say I'm a Christian, a prayerful one. So I was there I was living in I went to Netherlands, but my brother is in Germany. So he asked me to move to Germany with him. And I went to Germany, but unfortunately we were controlled one day, and they discovered that I don't have my paper. So I have to seek for asylum. And
what were you doing? What did they catch you in the transport or where?
No, yes, they came to our house where we live. You know, in Germany is a police state anyway. So they will definitely cut off with you one day in whatever form. They will get you either in tram, in a home, or whatever. But that day, they control us. They knew. The funny thing about them that time was that they knew every place we have been to in that city. I don't know how they knew that. They went. So at that point in time, they came to where I was sleeping that day. They went to all the places I've visited during my short stay in that place. So, and they controlled me. They saw my passport and they said, yeah, you have to go back to your country. I said, well, I'm seeking, I know everything about asylum. I know I can seek asylum to have people. So I started seeking for asylum, and I went through the process, but they have to take me back to Netherlands. But one thing that is very striking was that when I was in Germany, I was in the asylum process. I was praying one day with a woman who most likely is on the platform watching the program, and God told me, when I say God told me, I don't want to be quoted anyway, but I had it that I'm going to get paper for my papers, and that the woman I was praying with is going to get his paper. Both of us, we were not even qualified to stay in that country in the first place. Do you know that a week after they gave that woman a paper, even though she was supposed to be sent to France?
Where is she from originally?
She's from Nigeria. We are both from Nigeria. We met there. We are both from Ekiti. So we met there. I became a friend, and we started doing all this. When you are boxed in a tight corner, you want to pray to the only thing you have is God. So we started praying in our own way, and God told us that we're going to get a paper. And the second week, they gave that lady a paper, and I said, okay, I'm waiting for I'm the one that made the prophecy anyway. God said I'm going to have my paper. And he said, you are going to have your paper. So I believed, I was so confident that I'm going to get my paper. So I waited. After the girl left the camp, we were there. And I waited for and they said, they are going to send me back to where I come from. And another thing about me, I was the only one in that camp that have my passport with me. No, most people that seek asylum don't have their passport with them because they will know where they come from. But I was the only one that have my passport. So I seek for the asylum with my name, with everything about me. So 2 weeks after they came in the night, they took me down to Netherlands. But my confidence was, what God has told me, I'm going to get my paper. So I was so confident in myself that I said, okay, I'm not getting it in Germany, maybe I'm going to get it in Netherlands. So I went to Netherlands. At the airport, they were telling me, the immigration officer, they are sending me back. Yeah, this is your passport. We are going to send you back right now. I said, you can't send me back. I'm seeking asylum in Netherlands. I've been there for over 6-8 months. And here I am in Netherlands. Now you want to send me back. I said, that's not going to be possible. So I was so bold. Because God said, I'm going to have my paper. I said, no, I'm not going back to Nigeria without having my resident permit in the Netherlands. So they took me, after some time, they just released me and took me to another place where I started my process in Netherlands. So one day, I was in this camp for about a year. Then, by chance and by the grace of God, we don't have access to much money. But I got some money through a friend that we lived together in that camp. And the only thing I think of doing is to buy a laptop and a camera, because I was there as a journalist, so I still used to report. I still used to write story about places, events, and I will send it to my this thing in Lagos, and they will still write about it and talk about me. So I have to buy a laptop, and I bought the laptop. The second or third day, I was looking for where I can get internet, and I got an internet. And I played the Visa lottery. As soon as I played that Visa lottery, that was about 10 a.m. in the morning. I went near a bank in the town because we are living at the outskirts of the city. I played the Visa lottery. As soon as I played the Visa lottery, the network went off.
Wow.
I wanted to even play for some other people, but as soon as I played mine, the network went off. So I said, okay, at least I've done mine. I left, and I did not have access to the internet for a period of time. A year after, and this is my testimony, a year after, I received a letter from the United States of America that I won a Visa lottery, that I should be getting ready to move to America with my children.
You had children?
I have 4 kids, 4 grown-up kids, but they were not with me in Europe. They were in Nigeria then. I have children. You think I don't have a children?
I thought
yes,
at that time, when you were on asylum.
At that time, I've even resigned having children anyway. I have my kids already. At that time, I left my kid in Nigeria and I went to Europe. So meanwhile, I was still in the process. I was going to court in Netherlands. I live in The Hague. I was still going to court, trying to prove my case that they should give me my resident permit. But you know the thing, the very day they asked me to leave their country was the day I received a letter to come to Nigeria to come and attend interview for my resident permit in the United States of America. That was how I packed my load. went to Nigeria, had my interview, got my paper, and I moved to the United States of America. And that's my story on how I got to America. Anyway, I believe America is better for my kids than Europe in terms of language barrier and all those stuff. And it's you have to start from learning the language in all those places. That's why I think it's better for me in America than in Europe.
Now, you see, I used to be very, very negative about this kind of story that you are telling me, because I see a lot of people like this all over Europe.
In terms of what?
In terms of people using deception, what I call deception, using deception to make a living, to just make it, just any.
Okay. I'm going to tell you.
I think this is become a very popular thing for Nigerians. They just want to make it by all means, and deception is normally the way out.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you this. I know everything about asylum seeking in Europe. A lot of people, and I'm going to tell you my own story too. When I got to Europe, what I was told then was to change my name so I can use the story of one place or the other to ask for asylum. That was what I was told. That was what they said is the 18th. But I refused to. I am a journalist. And I think by the grace of God, I'm able to read a lot. I know more information. And as a journalist, I think I'm qualified to seek for asylum if I feel where I'm coming from is not good for me to practice my trade. That is the way I see it. And that was the main reason why, and that is what I use to seek for my own asylum. So I use my name, I use everything about me to seek for it. So I don't use any deception, I don't go through all those things people are going through, and I don't give fake story. I use my own personal, which is personal, and I use it. That's what I use there.
Okay, for example, do you know I came to United States sometime? I was in Atlanta many times, and I even spoke to Nigerian pastors in Atlanta. And what I've discovered in Atlanta, New Jersey, and all the Nigerians, I don't talk with Nigerians or in Nigerian churches too much, but a few times I was able to, because they discovered I was speaking with the whites, and they took me to come and speak to some Nigerians, and I was happy to get to see Nigerians, because I was living here, I had not seen Nigerians in ages. So, but all these people were telling me testimonies, and these things they call testimonies, they make me skeptical about, okay, for example, one pastor, these are all pastors, one pastor went to Angola, and in Angola got Angolan passport, a Nigerian guy, and then changed that passport to Zimbabwean passport, and then changed that passport to Namibian passport, and then went to America, and then he's giving testimony. I said, what kind of testimony is that? Okay, another one he was telling me how they came from the bush, how he came. I never knew about Libya that time, but this is what they did. He came from the bush to Europe, and from there came to some of them went to Mexico, from Brazil, Mexico, and got all kind of stories like this, and they are telling testimonies, and I'm saying testimonies. For me, you people are crooks and criminals, and you are telling me testimonies.
Thank you, Pastor Sunday. This is what we are used to. That is the order. Testimony is when you see when we believe something miraculous happen, no matter how. And that is the difference between you are looking at it in your own perspective because of where you are coming from. Before of your thinking because you can think deeply. And what we other churches think is testimony, to you is nothing. But this is the real thing. It's like somebody, and I'm going to give you another testimony. And now that what people, it's like a pastor coming from Nigeria, coming to American churches, and he was able to defraud them the way all these things that they were showing, collecting money from them. He will go back to Nigeria and tell them that, oh, this America that I went to, this is what I brought this. I bought a car. He will never tell them the source of the money. He will never tell them how he conned them to make that money. He will never tell them what happened, how he got that money. He will just come with that testimony. That is what most Christians, especially from Nigeria, are used to. That is what they call testimony. That is what they see. They are not looking at it from your own perspective. They are looking at it from the way what they were used to. That's what everybody's used to. Somebody will go to, I'm going to tell you, somebody will go home. He has been hungry for maybe a few days. He got home and he got somebody to give him money to eat, and he will go back to the church and testify that he got food on his table. That is a testimony to it's very big, and I'm telling you, that is very, very big testimony to a lot of people. People will buy a car, they will go back and do testimony that they have a car. They will build a house, they will go back and do testimony that they have the house. And to people in other parts of the world, it's nothing. And I want to tell you, even electricity, when you go to church, especially night vigil, and there is no electricity, people will pray for almost 2 hours for NEPA to bring electricity. And when there is electricity, that is a testimony. You can imagine how our brain has been programmed to view testimony, what we view as testimonies.
No. The fact that it is car or it is house or it is food that's not my problem. Let me tell you what my problem is. My problem is the fact that they are using deception. And later I don't call in testimony. How can you say your name is Owolabi and you are now coming to America with a Mexican passport or a Zimbabwean passport, and then not you. I'm telling you, people are pastors. These are pastors like me. Yeah. And then telling me that you have testimony. That's not testimony. That is crookedness. For example, I went to London. I was, somebody, the pastor sent one of his assistant pastors to come and pick me up in the airport. And when they picked me up in the airport, this guy that is picking me up in the airport says he doesn't have his paper, he should pray. So I said, you don't have your paper, how are you driving? How are you driving here? And he said, I'm using the documents of other brothers in the church. Yeah, the pastor trusted me. They can do. So I said, you mean your pastor knows about this? He said, of course they know. That's how they helped me. He's the one who helped me because I was faithful. I was ministering. Helping you and introduce you to his brother to using his passport. And the other one said, the other one was born here. Because they are born here, they don't need the papers, so they gave me their paper to use. So I went to the pastor, I said, Pastor, is it true that this guy that came to pick me at the airport is using somebody else's document? He said, that's the only way to do it because they doesn't have, he has to survive and things. I said, but he's doing unrighteousness now. He's not right. You are supposed to kick him out from the church. He said, if I kick him out from the church, I'll be kicking out 80% of the church.
And that is Pastor Sunday, it's the same thing. If you want to go by what you are saying now, at least 80% of people living in Europe or America, we have to go back home. 80%.
That is what the pastor was telling me.
80% we have to go back home. So, and that is the testimony people want to hear. Somebody is in this country. He doesn't even have a paper. He doesn't even know how he's going to get the paper. But he has to do whatever means. Even pastors, they have to do, even pastors' wives, they have to do many things to make sure they get the paper. It doesn't make any difference to them. It is when they now listen to you now. It is when people now start listening and start reading about you and they now say, okay, I think we got it wrong all these years. So that's the way it is.
No, what kind of gospel are they listening to? What kind of Bible are they reading?
Pastor, I can tell you, if the change is coming now, it's going to start now, and it's going to start. I think that's what is going to happen. But as far as what has happened in the past, you need to revoke a lot of people's paper, either in Europe or in America. Especially those who came through dubious means, you have to do that for them.
And another one in Atlanta there too. Another one.
Yeah.
Another pastor. I was talking. He was saying, this guy, this brother, pray for this brother. And the brother was very hardworking when I was there. Okay. He was working. He was with me all the time. He was helping. And I was saying, what was the problem? So this guy had been. This was 15 years ago. This guy had been sent away from America, deported. He went and got another passport, and his name is maybe Fasua or Fashua, David. And he went and came back as Shinedu Obakwe or something.
Pastor, it's only strange to you. It's not strange to everybody in this part of the world, especially from Nigeria or from Africa. What you are saying is not strange to anybody. And this is what will bring me back to you and the church.
You understand, even your own situation, you say you don't have any problem. For example, you came from Nigeria to, you were sent to Europe as a journalist to just do some work.
Yes, sir.
You didn't go back. You decided to stay back. That is not
okay.
fair. That is unrighteous.
Okay, Pastor. I know that's not fair. To you, you think it's not fair. But the question you will not ask me, and I'm going to tell you what. No. I'm going to tell you, no, Pastor. If you don't have the opportunity of talking to me today, then you will know it's fair. If you don't have the opportunity of me affecting the people I've affected over the years, then you will know it's fair. If I don't see beyond what I am going through that time, if people don't see the opportunity ahead of them, then you will know it is not fair for them to see an opportunity and not make use of it. Not in a dubious way. I want to let you understand. Look, I have a right. It's my right. If I go to a country and I want to stay there, I have the right to apply legally to stay. I have the right. It's an international convention. You understand what I'm saying? Anybody have the right to go to other country. Migration has been over the years. It's not something that is just starting today. Abraham migrated from one place to the other. Joseph migrated from one place. The Israelite migration has been over the years. How it happens to individual, to a community, to a country, to a group of people, tribe or whatever is. I don't think we can bring both all of them on the table and say, okay, this is how it should be. Even the black Americans in America here, they came here through some terrible and dubious means. And here today, we have black Americans here, and they are living here, and they are surviving here. And the only place they know is America. Okay, are you going to justify the white people that brought them to America? Is that a way of migrating? Is that a sincere true way of migrating to a country where they don't even want to go to? So I don't know how you want to justify the issue of you want to put migration from people to people. How you will not put it on a template that will be acceptable to the whole world? That this is how people should migrate. Look at the people that go.
You know, to a European, for example, to hear these things, I mean, most of them at least, is very strange, no? But for me, it's strange as to be a Christian and, you know, using crooked ways like this to do things. I can't understand. And I'm going to tell my story to him when he comes back, because let's go and share this message, everybody. Share. Let's go and share this, because this is a story that everybody must hear. You know, Tope,
I was listening to you now before you came online.
Okay.
And I want to respond to that.
No.
You are talking about how people migrate.
Yes.
How do you talk about people that go to another country like you? You went to Ukraine to study, and you decided to stay there.
Yes.
And you know how many people that came to America to study, and they say, oh, this place is okay for me, and they want to stay, and they decide to legalize their stay. You see, and that's why I said, what template are we going to use for?
Let me tell you the template.
Okay.
Can I tell you the template?
I'm listening, Pastor. You know, I'm always ready to learn from you.
Two main templates.
Okay.
The law of the land.
Which is good. Thank you, Pastor.
Number 2 template. Truth. The prerogative of truth.
You are right. Absolutely right.
Okay. So, for example, when you are telling me about immigration, you know you are preaching to the choir, because I'm an immigrant myself.
Okay.
But I came illegally. I got scholarship of the Soviet Union from Nigeria to come and study. Now, when I finished studying, I got employment officially. And the company that I'm working for filed for me.
Good. That's very good way.
And process everything legally.
Okay, you are right.
But then when I decided to become a pastor, and I stopped working for the television station where I was working for, it became a problem because the company said, we are going to withdraw your visa, and they did. So I promised myself and I told God that because I'm a Christian and I don't want to spoil my testimony, I will not stay in this country one day without visa. Illegally. Right. One day illegally. Now, you know what I was doing? At first, I was getting visa that was expiring every 3 months.
Okay.
Then it became worse. It became visa every 1 month. And even that every 1 month is always a miracle.
Okay.
But I didn't stay 1 day or 1 month or 2 days without legal staying. Now, but now after 10 years later, after I had gotten my permission, it was then I became famous in the country, so big and so famous that every government that came, the KGB, and Secret Service, I became a threat. And they now, every day, the whole country was finding out how to get rid of me. And the first thing they would do to get rid of me is to first of all find out how I got my permission. And they couldn't find any hole that I stayed in their country 1 day illegally or even 1 hour. Everything was always correct. Now, can you now imagine if I had come to say I am coming as a journalist, sent here as a tourist, and then I said, no, I want to get asylum. What asylum? It's a lie.
Okay. You are absolutely right, Pastor Sunday. I think your story or your process and trend, if we put 1,000 Nigerians out there in Ukraine, I don't know how the immigration process is in your own side, on your side there. I think really will you find 10 people will go through the process that we went through.
Yes, because to confirm what you are saying, I just had recently in my own house here that some of the Africans who are staying in my own house here, I know that they have papers. They are telling me, Pastor, rejoice, we got my paper. But then, when they told me how they got it, I was shocked.
Pastor, you see, I want to tell you something, Pastor. You will still have more chalk. What you are even listening to here, what you are hearing is even just a tip of the iceberg. What you will hear when you get to Nigeria, because the way you are looking at things now is so far from the reality of what is even on ground when it comes to what you are talking about, what you are preaching, what you are postulating, and what you think is right when it comes to the issue of Christianity and people. You will be more shocked. You will be more shocked, and you will wonder, no, this is not even happening. No, you can't even be. And I know there are so many revelations that have been coming your way when you started this and you'll be most times you will just open your mouth and say, no, this is not the planet Earth. This is not happening on planet Earth. But I can assure you, it's happening everywhere. You can't imagine what people go through to migrate from one country to the other. You cannot imagine. Right now, as we are speaking today, right now as I'm talking to you, there is this thing trending in Saudi Arabia now. How people are being sold as slaves. In Saudi Arabia right now, you have people who have abandoned their family. They were transported there by deception or whatever means, and they were sold legally as slaves. And they are there, they cannot even come out of it. Even some of them want to go back to their country, they cannot even go back to their country. You understand? These are the things that are happening and this is going to come back to our country. It's still going to come back to what you are talking about. You see, everybody have different reasons why they migrate. You understand? Some people, for the fear of their life, truly they migrate. Some people, because they don't even have hope of what is going to happen to them, they migrate. Some people, they heard about it. Oh, when you go to Europe, some people come back. When you go to America, people come back. They look like they are rich. They want to migrate. You cannot stop any one of them. You cannot stop any one of them until they get scholarship. They go to a country, they get employment. You cannot stop them, Pastor. We are not going to deceive ourselves. Even those who migrate from Europe to America, when this country was created, they migrated because of some reason, and nobody will deny them the reason why they migrated. They decide to move because Europe is not convenient and not palatable for them, and they move. So, and they are here, and they are the people just saying this is their country now. So what are you going to do? You cannot do anything about that. Migration is not something we can even contest, even though we can tell people this is the right way. Because I used to tell people, look, there are right way you can get to a place if you want to migrate. If only you can wait. The luck I have is that I won a lottery. I won a lottery, and I was.
Listen now. You know, I'm not contesting migration.
Okay.
It's a legitimate thing, but let me tell you what I'm contesting. You go back to that my story. There is nobody in this country that doesn't know me.
I know.
And there's talk less of the government. Not talk less of the government. And do you know what I've done in this country? I have turned the country upside down. 50% of the country hates me, 50% love me.
Pastor.
Just imagine if I had misstepped one time.
Pastor, you see, you are right.
What I'm trying to say is that if you do things the wrong way, you shoot yourself in the foot.
You are right. You are absolutely right. And that is why today, if you see so many people living in Europe, they are not even living by their name. Go and check it out. Go and check it out. They cannot even do. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. Most people living in Europe today, most of them are not using their name, and that is why they have issue with immigration. They will come to that country with their legitimate name, but they cannot show their legitimate name. They will seek asylum on a different name from a different country, and they will be given paper as a citizen of a different country. Go check it out. Check to your people in Europe. They will tell you what I'm telling you right now. Most people, this is what happens to them. And now when if peradventure they now got the paper, they now want to use their legitimate name. They now want to go back to Nigerian immigration to change their name. Because now when they want to give them paper, they will now ask them, what is your name? Or we need some document to prove that they are this, and this. Now they will now want to go back to the immigration. Since the time this immigration system where the passport is...
Lean back a little bit because you're good.
Okay. Since the time when the immigration... and I hope we are not spending too much time on this now before we get to the...
No, we still have 1 hour.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so that's... When they now want to change their name to their real name, it becomes a problem. Some of them, they even have paper in Europe right now. They cannot even go back to Nigeria because they don't have the necessary paper that will tell them they are from this particular country. So this has been a problem and has been an issue. It limits people. You are saying it, and this is the message I think people should get from this.
Okay, if let me tell you the message that I get from this, from your example, because you just told me now that I could say you did the wrong thing only if I don't judge by how God has used you to lift other people up. How many you mentioned some things like that in the beginning.
Yes, what I'm saying, what I said is this. I don't even thinking. I'm not even taking it as if you are judging me. You are just trying to let me understand the process that is involved. Why should I do it this way? And I said there are several ways by which people migrate, and if I've not migrated you by the opportunity that I have. Okay, I'm going to tell you another thing. You know, I've been to London before, and I left London voluntarily. I would have sought for immigration, but I just made up my mind. I'm not staying, and I left. And I went back with my visa intact, and even the asylum I seek it with my passport and my visa on it. So automatically, throughout the time I stayed there, I was legal in the sense of it. You understand what I'm saying? The only thing is that I made up my mind that I'm not going back. And that's the choice I have to make at that point in time. I'm talking about 2006, 2000, 2005, 2006.
No, because the point I was trying to make, from your point, is that even though not just you, let's take, okay, for example, let me take one of these pastors that I met in America. Everybody was, they recommended him to invite me to his church. And you know why?
Okay.
Because they said, Pastor Sunday, you are this big pastor in Europe. There is another pastor in this particular state in the United States who has a big church as well. But only Nigerians, of course. Only Nigerians, but he's the biggest Nigerian church. That's the way they talk among Nigerians. This one has the biggest Nigerian church there. This one has the second biggest Nigerian church in that place. They don't talk even about blacks or black America. Nigerian church. I don't even know where that is coming from. Anyway, so he's a hero among them, among his own Nigerian people. So this one has the biggest Nigerian church there. So he's a big guy in the sense that people think that is success, that he has the biggest Nigerian church in that particular town. So, but what I'm trying to tell you is that just like you are saying, that even though the guy is the one that went to use the Zimbabwean passport and turned it to Malawi, and one other passport, Namibia passport, Angola passport, Zimbabwe passport, and Namibia passport. Anyway, but what I'm saying is that at the end of the day, he has 300 people in his church. So 300 desperate immigrants, Nigerians that could have been, maybe lost but he's been able to be used by God. What I'm trying to say is that I'm not even talking about other people he's been helping in Nigeria or other places. So I'm just saying, this our God, Thank God I am not God. Because this our God, he goes beyond our faults, our failures, our some things that, God's love, God's goodness goes beyond a lot of things that we have done wrong or we don't do. But still, I believe there's consequences when people behave like this. That, okay, for example, this guy is pastoring Nigerian church, but I will not pastor Nigerian church if I go to America. Why? Because I am legal. I am the best in my university. I'm the best in everywhere, in everything I do. I don't have anything to hide. I am, I have my papers. I have everything. So when I go to America, I go to any office, anywhere with integrity. But people like him, he's always having it at the back of his mind. Even though he's having an American passport now, but he cannot expose himself. Like, okay, for example, if he goes on here like this now, and be going to do, people will call his real name. And, things will come up. So you understand what I'm saying? Even though they are successful, but they are successful on domestic level, on the level of making it, getting a passport, traveling abroad. But for me, that is no level already. Because the Bible says that we don't live for what to eat or what to drink or what to wear. Those are just survival living. For me, I know better that you don't live for survival. Survival is no more the sense. It's no more the meaning of life for me. It is making a difference, impact, changing the world that matters to me. And all those things, if I do a little bit of those mistakes, I will not get to the height of changing the world. Even though I would have survived, even though I would have been living higher than the Nigerians, even though I would have been doing some things that people think are success, but I know that it's not success. Even though I might even have WWP, which is wisdom, I get education, I got what, or I get wealth, or I get power. All those things, they are mundane things. They are still not justified in my own, in God's eyes. I want to live the best life according to God's eyes. And the best life is to live a life of justice, a life of truth, a life of righteousness, a life of equity, a life of love, a life of kindness, a life of God's presence. So those things, they live for, the Bible says that your works, O Lord, are established forever and ever. They abide forever and ever because they are established on the truth and righteousness. So when truth and righteousness is the foundation of anything, they live for eternity. They are there forever. But when you just do something to just survive for today. If today is the only thing you are looking for, or tomorrow, or next 10 years, then that is good for you. God will, overlook it. He will forgive you. But you have shot yourself in the foot. I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
No, you are absolutely right, Pastor Sunday. You are absolutely right. And like I said, most of us have put limitations on our life in so many forms and ways because of our choices, because of our decisions, because of our understanding of what life is. You understand?
Yeah.
And I want to tell you, like you said, most people migrate because of economic reasons. Most people, they don't really care about other people. They are only interested in themselves. What is going to happen to them, their life, their family, their immediate, that's the main reason. They were not even thinking about this one you are talking about. It is when we start, even those of us now, it's when we start listening to you, then we now see a bigger picture of what life itself is. Even though we know, some of us, we have a little idea of what it is, we can reason, but we cannot see it in a very global and international and a very big way, the way you are expressing it. Even the way we view people. And I want to tell you, when people listen to your love series, I think the way they will change, they interact with people, even in their own home, is going to change entirely. They don't see it like that. They don't even look at it like that. It's very strange. It's very strange to them. When people look at, when you talk about law, when you talk about creation and law and order, we don't see that. The only thing we see is that God, in the beginning, and the clinical was, all those things, and the Spirit of the Lord was, and that's the only thing we see. And we'll be praying, let there be light, and we never see it in the terms of law and order. And you don't blame people for what they don't know. You understand? Most people, I'm telling you, and most people live for themselves alone. That's the only thing they know. They don't know about other. They only care about themselves, what they can do.
Maybe because you are a journalist, but you are so frank, and you are a truth teller. You are just helping me a lot, because you are opening my eyes to see how normal human beings think.
Yeah, that's it, Pastor Sunday. Nobody will ever think the way you are. And even right now, some people are listening to this program as we are talking today. They are making their mind to leave Nigeria right now. They are making their mind to get their paper in whatever way, whatever means, in whatever form. They don't really care, because the only thing they know is about their life, and they're only concerned about their life right now, immediate. I'm telling you, most people are only thinking about immediate right now. They don't care about tomorrow. They know that they don't even care about tomorrow. But tomorrow is not even relevant to them. Tomorrow is not even certain to them. Tomorrow is not even sure. So somebody that is living for today, trying to see what he can do with his life today, how will he ever think of tomorrow? He will never think of, even if he's thinking about tomorrow, he will see it as very far, 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 far away. So only few people will ever think of the consequence of most of the things that they are doing. Even when they are doing.
You are helping me a lot. Because when I used to go to America, I used to say, within 1 year of going to America, I had spoken in the Congress twice. Okay. Then I had spoken in the Senate once. Okay. Then I had spoken in the United Nations. And I'm saying, in this America, they have up to 1 million Nigerians. Where are they? What are they doing? Now I think I'm getting it. People are just trying to survive.
Everybody. Okay, Pastor Sunday.
Because I'm thinking, if you are here, you are pastors here, or you are this and this. What are you doing? So people are just walking and trying to live, or what?
Yes, Pastor Sunday. We don't interact in America. Most of us don't interact with our people in America. We don't.
You don't interact with
reality.
You don't interact with who?
With each other. Most people don't interact. They are only concerned of how they are going to make their ends meet here. They don't interact. We don't interact. We don't relate one-on-one. Even family members.
No, most of them don't relate. They relate because they go to Nigerian churches.
Even when they go to Nigerian churches, I'm going to shock you, Pastor Sunday. Even when they go to Nigerian churches, they just do whatever they want to do in that frame of 2-3 hours, and they will leave immediately. I'm telling you, sincerely. They don't do anything personally. I've been in this country for almost 10 years now. I've seen it all.
No, but my own question, you didn't get it, is that why are they not thinking of dominating the country, of taking over America? In my book was selling more than Obama's book when I was in America. And I was not even living there. It's so easy. For me, at least.
Pastor, do you want to answer to that?
I want now, because the way you are talking, you are telling the truth, so you are helping me.
The thing is, let me tell you what happens to most people that comes to the States. And maybe mine is going to be a case study. I want to tell you, most people that comes in here, they see a different ballgame about life and life responsibility. And that is what they will face. One, if you are a doctor, you want to get yourself integrated into the system. You have to go through so many rigorous tests for you to now get that certificate. Even in the process of maybe 1 year, 2 years, 3 years before you can get that license, you have to work. You have to work to take care of your family. If you are here with your family, you have to take care of your kids. They have to go to school. You have to pay for your house rent. You have to pay your bills. These are the things that we occupy them.
But you are talking about survival.
Yeah, these are the things that we occupy them for the next, most people for the next 10 years.
Okay.
Most people for the next 20 years. You understand?
No, but did you hear my messages that I was preaching, that the just shall live by faith? You don't live for the things that are visible. You live for the things that are not visible, for the things that are in the heart of God. The things that God is planning for you, you find it out and you go for it. It's just like when I went to America, for example, they proposed me to get green card and all those things. But what I need to do is to see what God wants to do, get a hold of it, and just go for it. That's it.
Pastor, you are right. But how many people can go deep into God's heart the way you can see it, so that they can now live by that faith? That is the question. And that is why, you see, when people have the opportunity of listening to you, it changes their horizon. I see. It changes their perspective. That is those who want to listen to you. Because some people, they don't want to. They don't care about what you are saying. They are so it's like a Yoruba man that you want to turn to an Igbo man. Pastor, it's going to be a difficult start. They are used to their Yoruba lifestyle. That's where they were born. They were raised. For you to now change their lifestyle, because you think an Igbo life is better, for you to now change it, they will now tell you, what are you talking about? Most people don't want to even listen to you. They don't even care about what you are saying. They don't even take time to sit down and say, what are the senses in what this man is saying? So when you are now asking people, when they get to a place, they should look for the heart of God. You see how that deep is. That is so deep to them. That is like a dungeon. You are asking somebody that wants to look for how to take care of himself, to be going down the well to look for gold inside the well. It's going to be very difficult. He doesn't even have time to do that. And I want to shock you with this. Only few people read. Only few people read. When it comes to sitting down to read, only few people. When you take 1,000 people, so how do they now get what you think they should get? If they don't read, how do they now, when they don't read, when they don't listen, they don't want to listen, so they can't. So, and that is why
you get to a place whereby for 6 years now you have started going to Nigeria. You started a foundation. You are taking care of people, using your own money to give treatment to people in Nigeria, traveling from America, spending money, taking doctors, fixing people's health problems, working like a jackal, and then spending that on people. Why did you get to do that? Is it not everybody? I thought it's in everybody's desire to serve and to be able to make the life of other people better.
Thank you, Pastor Sunday. You see, I have a story behind my foundation, and if you look at the name, it's the name Tope Tosin Owolabi. That is the firstborn of our family. That's my elder brother, and he died of diabetes. And I was not around when he died, but I know the reason why he died, and I could see a lot of things coming or because of the death of that my brother. And I look at this death is preventable in the first place. But because of the type of country that we live in, who doesn't care about people? If you do research, do you know how many people that are dying right now of diabetes, dying of hypertension that are preventable? In terms of treatment, they can treat it freely. Here, people go to clinic here to get diabetes drug free. That means they are saving a lot of people's lives freely, without paying for it. That means people have access to these health care facilities without stress. But I discovered that my brother died, 1, out of ignorance, 2, because of the limitation of what he knows about the sickness that was ravaging, that caused his death. So that really shocked me when he died. And I said, look, I won't allow some other people to die like this again. It is not that because of him as an individual, but I'm looking at the spiral effect, the socio-economic implication of people losing their life needlessly because of something that we can manage as a country, as a community, as individual. These are the things we can manage. This is the reason why I decided to put everything I have to start going back. I started going back maybe the second year I came back. When I came to this country, I started going back. And another thing that also inspired me to set up the foundation. There is another friend of this, my brother, who died. He has gone almost totally blind in Nigeria. And I was in Europe. And he called me, said, Tope, I'm good. I cannot even go out. Young, vibrant man. What's the problem? He said, he doesn't know this and that. And I started doing research, and I discovered that this guy, the cause of the blindness is hypertension and possibly even diabetes. So when I was coming, I brought a lot of drugs, and I gave it to him. I got in touch with the drug. This is the drugs that is available. Can he use it? And we gave him this drug, and I can tell you that is the miracle. The guy received his sight. So I said, oh, so just because of ordinary drug, people cannot even afford to buy drug to take care of themselves. If some people cannot even feed, how would they even get money to, during the course of my going back and forth from it, I discovered that people will tell me that they cannot even afford 500 naira, which is about 50 cents, or it's not even up to it's about $2 to visit a doctor. They cannot, because they don't have that little money to go and see a doctor. For a doctor to even tell them what is wrong with them, for a doctor to even diagnose them, they can't. So they resort to sitting at home. Some of them resort to using local app that does not have anything to do even with their body, with what is wrong with their life. So I discovered all these things, and I said, look, I cannot look other side. We need to save people. We need to put whatever I have. So for 6 years, I'm telling you, the only thing I do from the money I make is just to pay my bill here in America. And I move to, the rest, any little money I'm able to gather. Nobody is sponsoring me. Nobody gives me a dime. And I move back to the country every year. And I just started this thing just like a child's play. Oh, I can buy some drugs, I can bring this, let me get 1 or 2 doctors, let us go to the new area and take care of people. But I now discovered with time, people started calling us, oh, when are you coming to our community? When are you going to visit us? When are you going to bring this? When are you going to bring that? We started going, and we discovered and it became bigger and bigger by the day. That was the story behind the foundation that I set up. I just believe that I don't want another widow or widower to be in that place. Even when they are families together, they're struggling in that country to take care of the children, to take care of the family. Why? If I have the opportunity of saving one, 3, 4, 5 lives, so that they can be productive. I discovered that when people die, when they lose their family member, when they lose the productivity level in that country, they sink, and now they depend on other family members to take care of them. And I discovered that because of the problem of everybody, they cannot even do what they're supposed to do, even though they know it's their responsibility. They cannot even do it. Do you see the psychological implication to that family, to that individual that are left behind? Do you see the economic impact? So that is the burden I have in my heart. That's when I started that. That's the reason why I started that foundation. And
how did you convince your wife?
Well, you see, the thing is, we have how do I put it? We have our own. I have my access to my own money. The way I use my own personal money, the one that is mine. I don't use the family money. We have a family. I use my own personal money, not the family money, to do it. So whatever I know is mine. Maybe I do business or whatever after I've paid off everything I needed to pay. That's what I do. I don't even have to.
What percentage of people, of Nigerians, do you think, if either they are in Nigeria or they are in the US, who are at least as well to do as yourself, who are not rich but they are just okay like yourself? What percentage of them do you think do something back to give back? Well, you are giving back,
Pastor. I don't know. Personally, I don't know, because the first question people ask me when I started this, even when I started, and you know the problem I encountered when I started. You know that people who are even having this issue that we were trying to take care of, they oppose it. They don't even want you to come. Some of them, they don't want you to come. And there is this fear perception. You know, some people are asking me, why are you going to Nigeria? Do you want to die? You don't know that it's very dangerous to go to that country to do this? I said, well, I don't really care about that. What is important to me is what I wanted to do and how I'm going to do it. And if I start telling you the story of what I've encountered over the years, it's unbelievable. So I don't really know those who are doing it or those who want to do it. I don't even know those who... I know some people are doing some things. A lot of people have their NGOs. They go to Nigeria. They solicit for public fund or what they call it. They solicit for fund. People give them money, or they have access to some resources here in America, and they will take it down there. But I want to tell you, I don't have access to anything. I'm just doing it just the way I feel it's okay for me. That's what I do. So I don't really know.
What would you think? For example, in America, you know that in America, it's almost a national value system that if you are well-to-do or that you want to give back is a very popular thing in Nigeria. I mean, in America, in American culture, it's in the psyche of everybody. Everybody that is making it wants to give back.
Exactly.
You know that is absent in Nigeria.
It's absent. You know, the way they see it, let me tell you how they see it. It's not that it's even absent in Nigeria, but the way they see it is very different. You know, when I started my NGO, people thought I'm coming because of politics. You know, they thought, oh, I'm doing this thing. Oh, he wants to come and contest for this. He wants to come and contest for that. That's the reason why he's doing it. They don't even understand the mindset I'm bringing. The reason why I'm doing it, they don't even understand. So they will look at you as if, oh, they don't see NGO as a charity organization to help the less privileged. They don't see NGO, they see it as a way of, even those that you are trying to help, they want to take everything. And I'm going to tell you one. We took some drugs to Nigeria 2016. You know, those people that are my volunteers, they took the drug. They took the drug away. Those that are my volunteers, they took. We want to use these people to help people that are dying. We can see them literally die. We can see them that they are not okay. We can see that they need this. And some people in my team, and this is what happened in Nigeria when you go there with your NGO. They don't see it as that you want to help, they see that they want to take out of you. They say, oh, they have the right to eat. Oh, they let them see what they can gain out of it, and they will take, and if they cannot benefit anything, I can assure you, they will not support you in any form. They will not. So the mentality of NGO helping people, which is built in the mind of people right from primary school, secondary school. They know about it. They know what it means. Even the people in the country, in the system here, they know why they should contribute. If you set up a GoFundMe to do something tangible and they buy into it, it will not take time before they start giving you, they give you money to it. But I don't think that one is happening in Nigeria. I don't think it happens.
Okay, okay, for example, in our church here, for example, this church that I pastor here in Ukraine, everybody, I don't care if you come yesterday, everybody knows that you are called, you are saved, you are born again, so that you will be a channel of blessing. And everybody must look for what he can do to give back, to be able to fulfill his calling. Everybody has a calling to somebody else. That is the thing we are teaching in church here. So what do people teach in Nigerian church? Because everybody is going to Nigeria church. Everybody is going to church in Nigeria. So what are they hearing?
Okay, I'm going to tell you something. You see, this issue of church and NGO. Normally, a church, even itself, supposed to be an NGO.
Yes.
Supposed to be a source of a place of succor for people that have troubled hearts.
Yes.
That is what it's designed for, and that is why it is called non-governmental, non-profit NGO, non-governmental profit organization.
Yes. Charity.
You see,
charity.
Charity. Yeah. You see, that is what they suppose. But in Nigeria, is the opposite. You see, instead of the church helping the less privileged or the vulnerables in the society, they get from the vulnerable to build their own empire, to take care of themselves.
No, but they are not aware, Abi.
Not that I don't think most of them are not.
Okay.
I feel that they see, those who even know, it's like what you are saying. The way you receive an information is very, very important on the way you will digest it. Even those few people that know it, they find it difficult to survive in that type of environment because they believe, oh, there are too much problem tearing us right now. There is no way we can handle it. Don't let us even try it. Let us see if we can do little. So they will set up maybe small orphanage home where they can take few people, and they will say, okay, that's the limit they can do. They don't see the drug addict on the street as a problem that they should take in and take care, because they believe they cannot survive it. That is the fear they have in their mind, and the doctrine that they are used to. And you see, in churches, they believe more in miracle, that okay, if I pray, something will happen. And that's why when I told you that, see, in the conventional Christianity that we have in Nigeria, is more of spirituality than pragmatism. You see, they just believe in the spirit thing, and that one has taken a lot of people away from reality of life. And the reality is taking care of the people that you see.
Beautiful.
Taking care of the people that are close to you, your immediate family member, your extended family member, people in your community, people in your society. That is the reality. But most people are disengaged from that reality.
Okay, for example, Mr. Tope, in your own case, even though you are doing this work, you are carrying everything on your head, spending your own money. Why is it that you are not propagating it? Like saying, like I'm doing now, go on the platform somewhere, or tell all your friends or your relatives that everybody must also be doing that, begin to do an outreach.
Well, I don't know how I'm going to tell people to do it by just, the only thing I do is to show them what I've been doing, tell them about what I'm doing, and for them to support if they want to support. And I'm going to acknowledge, I told you I've been doing it for almost 7 years. I have only 2 people that were able to buy into this. They are my brother, one of my best uncle, and one other friend of mine. They were the only 2 people that gave me, one gave me 20,000, one gave me 20,000 for over 6 years. People see what I do everywhere. They see it in the community. They see it in I have a big Facebook platform where I show it. I show it on my page every time. But that's most of the things I show all of the time. People know me. I talk to them. This is what I'm doing. But you see, if people find it difficult to buy in because of what they believe, you have a different agenda apart from you having the hearts. That's apart from you having the heart to serve the people. Apart from you having the heart to give back to the people. Most people, they believe you have a different agenda. They don't see the immediate and the long-term effect of what you are doing in the society. They only say,
look, I understand that. Even if they say, okay, you have an agenda. Okay, if I have an agenda, why don't you do it? You go and do something for your own agenda. Go and have your own agenda. But if you don't want to help me, you don't want to contribute to what I'm doing, you go and do for yourself.
I think everybody listening to us now should take a cue from this. Let everybody go out there. Let them identify the area they can help people with their own resources, with their own networks, with their own people. Let them go out there and start doing it. It's not even about health alone. There are so many ways in which we can impact our society. In the health sector, in the education. And I want to tell you, we've even graduated from taking care of people to giving out scholarship to students, buying uniform to students in our community, providing books, notebook and textbook for children in our community. Because I discovered, you see, because I'm used to going back and forth to Nigeria, I can see the reality of the need of the people. I'm not living in any fantasy world. I can interact with them. I don't stay in Lagos when I come to Nigeria. I go to the villages. I go to the inner, because that's where I get my job. And I see people and I can identify what their problem is. People need to go. If you are living in diaspora and you go to Nigeria, go to the villages. Easily you can identify the problem of these people in most of these villages, what they need. Even some people, they don't have shoes. You can decide, okay, what I'm going to deal with, this is going to be my own calling. Buying shoes, looking for shoes, taking it to those villages, let people have shoes on their buying books. You see, do you know that I was able to give notebooks, and I discovered that it doesn't even cost me fortune to produce notebook to give to people so that they can have something to write on. It doesn't even cost me fortune to buy pen and pencil and distribute it for people in schools. It doesn't cost. So people can take a cue from this. Just go and identify problem that you see in your community and see what you can do in your own little way. And maybe it's going to grow, because what I have in mind when I started this is that I was thinking of building a very big mega hospital that people can go freely without paying a dime, so that they can be treated, so that they can be checked out. Because first thing that people even need most is for them to be checked out to see what's going on with their life. People don't know. People are walking with so many things, many diseases in their body. Nobody will tell them this is what is wrong with them. And these are the basic things that I think we were able to do and influence in our outreaches that we are doing. I was in one of these programs I did in Ibadan. And this woman, I tell you, if it is in a civilized country, is supposed to be in emergency admitted in the hospital because of the rate of what is going on in her body. But she's walking all over the place. So one thing is going to happen is that this poor woman will just drop dead one day, and they will be telling you it's the witches, it's the wizard, it's the husband house, the mothers, and that is one of the problems of this thing that people don't say. When a man died, they will never tell you he died because he has hypertension, chronic hypertension in his body, and there is heart failure. They will tell you, oh, maybe it's the mother that killed him, or the mother-in-law, or the wife, or this, or that. You can see the stigmatization that comes on the life of this set of people. You understand what I'm saying? And this is what I say. I say, look, we cannot afford to continue like this. We cannot afford to let people just die needless death. We need to rescue as much as we can rescue. So that's when we start doing this. And after doing this over the year, I now discovered that we need to go beyond that. And that was why I started the Save the Earth initiative that I started last year. And what we wanted to do is to go to secondary schools, primary schools, to start educating people on how to live right from the scratch. Because the one I'm dealing with over the years is people that have been in this problem. We are trying to see how we can fix it. We discover that it's a very Herculean task. We need a lot of resources if we want to make any meaningful impact. Then I say, okay, what can we do again? Let's start going to the secondary school. Let's start listing about ambassadors for our cause. Say we had to tell so that people will know how to live right, how to take care of themselves, how to change their lifestyle that is not commensurate with their way of life. And so we started doing that, and that's why we did it on about 4 or 5 secondary schools last year in Nigeria. Yes, last year in Nigeria. So that was another initiative that we have.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Mr. Tope Owolabi,
Yes,
now,
yes,
you have started doing all these things even
Yes, sir.
before you met me. So
Yes.
what has changed in your life? How did you even get to meet DSA and this platform? Why did you join? Why are you so active here? And what
Pastor-
are the changes that you yourself have observed in your own life?
Yeah, Pastor Sunday, you see, I'm a Facebooker anyway. Everybody that knows me know I'm a Facebooker. I'm always on Facebook because I have the time on Facebook. I do a lot, and I've been seeing you over the years. I've been seeing you doing all those short clip interviews. I listen to some, I ignore some, but after some time, I just started. Yes, I think this man is making sense. You know, this man is confirming what I have in mind. Because seriously, I must confess, I have this. What do I call it? How do I call it? This it's not a negative, but it's like, you know, I've gone through this Christianity journey. I'm coming down because I don't understand again. I discovered that the more you get closer to the church, you get closer to the. I discovered that there are so many things that many questions begging for answer, and I couldn't find it. Even when I started this charity that I'm doing, my church is not even supporting me. They don't want to support me. They don't even believe in it. So when I started around, I said, okay, what is it now? So my mind is not really very true to what is going on in the church. I've been to so many churches. I've been assistant pastor in so many churches. Even the last 2 days ago, I did a post. I shared your post, and one of my pastors is he was writing something on my, and I replied him immediately because I said, look, you guys are not even listening to this man. You don't even take time to read. You just take hearsay of what you think people say. They don't even read about it. They will not even read about what these people are saying. They will not even listen to what they just think they hear. This is what they say. For me, I just sat down and I started listening. I started getting interested in what you are saying. I started seeing the practicality based on what I've been doing and what you are saying. I now see that's here. Because I used to tell people, if you cannot help people before they die, you don't have to cry when they die. You cannot help them. If somebody is sick, the best you can do for that person is to make sure that you see what you can do to get well. But after the death, and you started jumping all over the place, making noise, doing that, I say it's not working. That's not real. People are hungry. You cannot give them food when they need food most. And you must. I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
How did you understand that this is what Pastor Sunday believes in?
Yeah, because when I started listening to you, I started listening to the love series, I started listening to the church series, I said, oh, this is what I've been looking for. This is, I just discovered this is it. No matter what anybody says, it doesn't change my mind. What I have, I'm focused on the message you are pouring out to people. You see, like I said now, the way you reason things out is quite different from the way all other conventional pastors reason things out. Even when you are saying some pastors are wrong, everybody is glaring, and that is what baffles me in this Christianity and people and hypocrisy. This is very clear that things are wrong. They are not going the way it's supposed to go. This is not right, and people will still fight you. They know it's wrong. It's obvious that this is wrong, and I can see you saying it out. Say it loud. And I laughed today, and let me tell you the reason why I laughed. I was listening to Elizabeth before our interview. I know Elizabeth started this platform, you know, it was very quiet a little bit. He just been saying his own thing, trying to see what it. But I just discovered that today he fired up. He fired up. I said, yeah, this is Sunday Adelaja is coming here now. Here he is. And this is what you have been breathing. There are so many silent watchers. So many people that have been watching you, they have been following you, they have been thinking how are they going to do it. You see, they want to come out too. They have been thinking, they are struggling in their spirit, they are struggling in their mind. But I'm telling you, you are breeding a lot of armies. And by the time it explodes, I think I can relate with it fully. And I believe in everything that you are dishing us to. I've had more sermon in the last 1 year than I've had in the last 50 years of my life.
No, but you are already doing these things I'm talking about. So what I'm saying, what changed?
It just confirmed that, yeah, this is my ministry, this is what I should be doing. Your messages confirm, give authentication to what I've been doing. And it also energizes me. It also inspires me that, yes, you can. And I want to tell you, I was almost giving up. And I'm going to tell you the reason why I was almost giving up. Do you know I was doing this thing over the last years? And let me tell you, in Africa, people believe before you can start doing something of that nature, you must have your own house, you must have your own car, you must have gotten a lot of money. But I don't even have anything. I don't even have a house to myself in Nigeria. I don't even have a land to myself in Nigeria. I don't even have any car. Even when I was in America, I don't even have a car, my personal car that I'm using. And I'm using all my money. I take it to Africa. That is. And when you are preaching about the love series, when I am preaching about affecting people, like when I just sink in, you know, just sink in, and I discovered that I can buy. I was able to buy message, and it just changed my perception process totally about Christianity and the interpretation of the Bible. You see, so what I was doing is as if you are looking for confirmation, but I'm not really looking for confirmation. I just discovered that, oh, Pastor Sunday is almost, this is what we should be doing. It's not sitting down in the church preaching to the people. It's not everybody has his own ministry. Everybody has his own fears of life, where you can influence people positively, where you can affect people's life. Everybody has, I tell, okay, this is a ministry on its own. Because most people, when they tell them that they have ministry, they talk until they hold the mic in the church and start preaching to people. That is their own form of Christianity and ministry. But now, your listening to you gave me a confirmation that yes, I am in order, and this is what I need to do.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
What would you like to say to our viewers and DSA family people who are watching you now?
Well, I know I've shared this to almost all my friends. They'll be listening right now. What I will tell them is this: look, if you have the opportunity of reading Sunday Adelaja book, just take a book. Forget about Sunday Adelaja. Take the name. You see, the problem we have in Africa, people are more concerned about the messenger and not the message. You see, they want to force you. They want to see that area, and this is the problem of I'm going to say it now. This is the problem of Christianity in Africa. You see, they create an euphoria of what a pastor can look like, what a Christian can look like, and when there is a little problem, everybody will run away. Everybody will crucify you. They will bring you down. Now, what I will advise people listening to this, that they should, if any perchance they were able to get Sunday Adelaja's book, even those in Nigeria, I would recommend this book to them. All the pastors that are preaching and this book, Only God Can Save Nigeria, is a myth. I want them to go out and read, digest. Forget about Sunday Adelaja. Just read the book. Any Pastor Sunday Adelaja book that you can lay your hand on, read it, and try to extract something. You can even extract something there and go and preach it in your church. And you have a lot of resources on the Facebook, on YouTube, on all those social media platforms. They should just take time to go and listen to you. Just listen. take out of it, extract from it. You can even plagiarize it. Plagiarize it and go and preach it in your church.
Yeah.
You don't need to believe. Yeah, you don't need to even talk about Pastor Sunday. Talk about what he is telling us people.
Yes.
What he's explaining to us. What he's telling us. Let us see how we can join hands to move the nation, to move the country, to move the world at large out of that shackles that Christianity and religiosity has put all of us. That's the way I see it.
Beautiful. You are talking about books. What
Yes,
are
sir.
the books that you have been able to read?
I'm telling you, I'm very lazy in reading book. I like to. I've read when you started. I've read Who Am I?
Yeah.
I read that on Kindle. But for my birthday, I bought 2 of these for your book. Only God Can Save Nigeria, and the other one, I can't even remember. I took that one to Nigeria, but I forgot it in Nigeria. I bought 2 of your books. So Only God Can Save Nigeria is of interest to me because I'm more concerned about how I can impact my country, my community, my state. And when I look at the stronghold of religion on my people, I feel sad. I now see that, okay, now I think we still need to start speaking out. We need to start changing the mind of our people. We need to start sensitizing them and telling them that, look, we need to move away from this spirituality. Let us face the reality of our life. The practical world, let us face it. People need education. People need to learn. And this is what we should start talking about. We put too much emphasis on spirituality, and it's not taking us anywhere over the years.
What about messages? Are there some messages you like to recommend to people, or series?
Oh my God, a lot of messages. And I'm going, you see, if you go on Sunday Adelaja YouTube, you will see 1,001 messages. The love series is out of the blue. Let them go and take the love series. Let them even define what love itself is. Because in Africa, we don't even know the meaning of love. We don't even love ourselves. That is the problem. You see, if you love yourself, you can love other people. We don't love ourselves. We don't even know the meaning of love. We are just too fake when it comes to love. You understand? We are just too fake. Let them go and listen to the love series. Let them go and listen to the prayer series. Let them go and listen to the church and court series. Let them just go and listen. Just make it a hobby and go and listen to that. And the church and mammon too. I know some people will be highly offended by that, but you need to listen. Just go and listen and see what this has done to a lot of people. People are not thinking, and that's why when you are talking about you want people to think outside in a bigger form. People are not thinking in a bigger form. People are only very limited and myopic in their way of thinking. So for them to go out is very, very, very difficult. So people need to go and listen to all these series. You can find them on Sunday Adelaja official on Facebook. You can find them there, and you can listen. I listen to you every day. And now even on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, join Sunday Adelaja on Facebook. You can see live streaming of most of this program and the Kingdom series. They can go and listen to it. And when they listen to all this will give them the opportunity to really know who the Sunday Adelaja is. What is he not talking about? Even though, like I told you the other time, it's very difficult for people to change their perception process. Very, very difficult. And like what the other guy, I want to relate with what the other guy said the other time. Most of them, they don't even know what to do. Even when they change, they don't even know where to go. They don't even have anywhere to go. With what Christianity has done to them, with what religiosity has done to them in Africa, they don't even know where to go again. The fear of even living is a problem for them. They don't even know where to go because they don't have any other thing. When they look right, what they see in the churches. When they look left, what they see is the Christian brothers and sisters. So, They feel isolated when they listen to this message, and they understand what we are talking about. They can feel it, but they not say, okay, where do I go from here? That is the problem. But they should just take time, go to the YouTube series, watch you on Facebook Live, see all what you're talking about, what you have been saying, what you have been preaching, what you have been lecturing. I'm not even saying you are preaching, you are teaching. I see your series as teaching, imparting knowledge to people. You know, for those who are ready to listen. Even though I told you the other time when I called him, most of us in Europe, America, we could relate with what we are saying. We could understand because we left to live in a saner society. It's very easy for us to grab it. But those who are still in the system, I'm telling you, it will take a long time. But I know the same way it takes a long time for people to change from idolatry to Christianity. That's the same way it's going to change for people to grab your message right now. But if those army that are listening right now, if those army that are talking right now, if we can increase the base of those that want to impact using your message, I think we're going to get somewhere. And I'm very passionate about you going back to Nigeria. I've loved Nigeria. I want to go back to Nigeria. I want to impact the society. I want to have a good influence on their life in a positive way. I want to impact their life in whatever form or way I have the opportunity, without being selfish or being egoistic with it.
I want to use this opportunity to thank Mr. Tope Owolabi, and also to talk to everybody that is watching. This is the kind of person we all have to partner with. We are screaming his contacts over there, and his information, all his information are right there on the screen. Please, if God will lead you to partner with him, to support what he's doing. He's one of the few Nigerians that are giving back. And giving back, not because they have made a whole lot of money, but giving back at their own expense. Very sincere heart. And I think that a lot of people have learned today. I have learned, for example, one of the things I say I learned is that, for example, I said, you cannot be rigid with God. I was saying, thank God I'm not God, because I will say you don't use deception to get some things. But you see, if he had not asked for that asylum, and if he had not stayed by that time, he won't have been, all these people that lives that are changing, they won't have changed right now. And he has educated me in the sense that even what I am hearing now is nothing. So I feel that these things are preparing me for for Nigeria. They are preparing my mindset for Africa. They are making me to get to know our people better. I think, one day I'm going to talk to him to help me, or maybe to write a letter to me and put down his own description of me. How much have I changed, or how much am I different from a regular Nigerian? What should I expect when I go to Nigeria? So who is Pastor Sunday? What do in your own, because he's a very straight talker. I want him to tell me, am I naive? Am I naive? Am I naive? Am I ignorant? What are the things? I want him to be able to give me a list so that I too would know what I need to work on.
Okay. Do you want me to say one or two things?
Well, our time is over. Maybe only one or two things, but I would like you to write later on. But you can go ahead and say one or two things.
Okay, I will say that. Pastor Sunday, you see, you need to be on ground to know what is really going on. Okay. What is happening in Europe? You see, the perception and the clarity you have in Europe is quite different from perception and reality in Nigeria. Okay. You see, in our place, and that's why people, when you talk about Pastor Adeboye, or talk about, they say, oh, you don't respect that. That has clouded their mind so well that they don't know that the society you are here, everybody is equal. You don't have king, you don't have chief. Yeah. Even in like in Europe, you have like in Russia, that you are, it's like a communist state that is just graduating to a socialist state. Everybody is equal. You can talk straight to anybody. You can address anybody the way. But they don't. But that place is very strange to them, and you have to understand this about these people. They believe that even if a king is doing the wrong thing, you still need to say he's your king. If a rich man is doing it, and that's why the politics of Nigeria, even when we know this man has taken all our money, it's evident. We could see it. They are thief, they are rob, they are robber. You still see people following them, hailing them. Some people will still want to die for them. And when you living in Europe, living here, where there's law and order, and you go there and you see, are these people really all right? Are they really sane? That is their reality. That is what they know. That is what they are used to. You understand? And that is when that woman can come and scam people, and people are pointing it out to them that you are a scammer, you are a foreman, this is what you are doing is wrong. And some people will still fight. And you now ask them, are they people all right, or are they with their senses? So you need to study the African society, their social psychological being, before you can know how to deal with them.
Beautiful.
You need to study human being, where they live, the influence of environment on human being. And I think that one's going to help you a lot in discharging your message, in sending your message. And one more thing I have to say, and I think I've said it before, radio is a very good parameter for us to disseminate this to an average Nigerian. Most people don't have access to the internet, they don't have access to even TV. Maybe, but radio is a very good, veritable tool to send these messages. Even when you send it to them on their phone, they cannot use, they don't have the data to watch it. And I think the messages you are reaching out to people here is for these people who don't have access to the right tool to access your message. That is my solution.
This is Mr. Tope Owolabi. You are a hero among your peers.
Thank you.
And thank God. Thank you for listening to God. And thank you for having such a heart that you have. And we pray that thanks to this program, more people will want to be like you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pastor Sunday.
We'll see you, everybody, in the next 25 minutes. In the next 25 minutes, please go and share this message. Let it go viral. Go and share. Go and tag people. And let's just spread this good news of love that this man is carrying. God bless you, everybody. See you in 25 minutes. Bye.
Thank you, Pastor.